Oh, welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen. We are just a few hours away from showtime for the Showdown in Smoking Thunder on the Kinni. I don't want to get it mixed up with the Showdown on Curdtown. So I'm talking with the man who is involved with the Showdown in Curdtown. This is Kevin Lindstrom with the Hyper Harvester. And Kevin, let's first talk about your event. It was another big season, of course, a unique one with the rain out. But all in all, it was an awesome event.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a hard call for us to call it off Saturday night. But it worked out for the best. Because we had another rain come through a couple hours later, we wouldn't have had it. Even if we would got graded off, we wouldn't have had to have it. But the turnout Sunday was fantastic. We were more than thrilled with it. I mean, the support we have at Ellsworth it's really wonderful. We'd like to thank all the fans that come out because that's what makes the pulling. As pullers, yeah, we do it. We have fun, but there's no fun if there's nobody in the crowd.
So, as I'm understanding, it was the first time you've ever had the rain date.
Yes, it was the first time we ever had to use rain date, and actually Greg Randall kind of gave me a kudos at Toma that he said, you're one of the only events that ever make a rain date work. So that says something about the fans for Showdown in Curdtown, how devoted they are, and we really do appreciate them.
Well, it was another phenomenal season. I tell you, we got to see so much iron. You know, sometimes those events are a blessing in disguise because you get other guys who can show up and make the event on a different day. Yeah,
we picked up some two-wheel drives. We picked up a couple of pro farms, that they were in Farley the night before, so they decided they could make the trip up, and that we lost one or two because they couldn't make it for the rain, but we actually gained more than we lost. So I mean, it worked out in the end, and I said that we were really happy it worked out.
So what can you tell me? Of course, Kevin, the Hyper Harvester, the 4-1 Limited Pro Stock. What can you tell us about the class this year? And also, why don't you touch it? It looks like your other tractor's still out.
Yeah, Toma, we had an issue with blowing a fuel injector, leaking around a fuel injector, and we come to find out the head was cracked. So we had to get a different head. Then we get digging into it. We had a noise rear end. We had a ring and pinion gone. Well, we have the parts. We just got to have the time to get it back together here, and it's been busy. What
can you tell us about your season? How's things been going with the Hyper Harvester? You obviously got a lot of competition, so I think guys, they're starting to catch you.
Yeah, we've had a couple golden seasons, and this is probably not going to be one of them. I mean, it is what it is. But the other guys are stepping our game up, and we need to maybe do a little homework this winter, I guess, and see if we can catch up to them for next year. But this year it's going to be what it's going to be. So if we can make it through the season, that would be the main thing.
So you've been a long-time contributor, and you've been involved with the WTPA for a long time. I think the season is going overall quite well once again. Some new pullers coming in, some, kind of stepping away. But all in all, what would you think about the club here so far this season?
Looks like you got really good support here. If you're in town in River Falls, you better make it down here. This is going to be a really good show tonight the way it looks. And most of the events we've had pretty good numbers. We were down in Iowa just Thursday and Friday. Thursday we had good numbers. Last night we were down a little bit. A couple of guys broke, and, that just happens. But we should be back up a little bit of numbers tonight from a few other pullers coming over. So, for the most part, they've been pretty good.
Well, pretty good. Anytime I can get a pretty good from Kevin Lindstrom, I'm feeling pretty confident myself. So, Kevin, lastly, anybody you want to thank, anybody who's helped you out this season, made things a little extra special for you?
Well, for first and foremost, I need to thank my family for all the help to do with the pull, and the pulling, and because I got Kevin King helps me dyno, and Todd Flugo does tires, Northwoods Engineering for the heads, and we broke the head on that adrenaline, and we stepped up and said, I'll get you a head. So we got a head. So yeah, we just got to get it back together. But yeah, there's just a lot of people to thank, and the WTPA and NTPA and for doing all they do, and you guys for doing all you do for advertising. I mean, it all works together. It really does. I mean, it's a great sport. It's a great family sport. I keep threatening to retire, but a lot of my friends come through Poland, so it's like it's hard to do it.
So as I get more in depth into this club, get to know some folks more, I feel like the only proper way to send off these interviews is with a little backstory or a little something that needs some explanation. So we're getting ready, my camera guy, and we're getting ready to go back to Anoka this year. And of course, we remember Anoka from a few years ago where you were missing a tire, which is probably needed to pull out there. Can you remember that story, and can you tell us a little bit about how that went that day?
Well, I could tell you 2 years in a row, I've backed off this very same ramp. I broke one tire off one side one year. The next year, I broke the one off the other side. And luckily, the first year, we were there for 2 nights. and there was a welding shop right down the street, and we got it welded up and back on and pulling, but we ended up winning it, which was, thank goodness. And Mike brought me up an axle or another spindle the next day, and we ended up winning that one too. So we did well at Noka. I'm kind of missing we were going to be there this year, but that's but like I said last year, I couldn't believe it. I rolled it off, and I might have said a couple profanities like, "You got to be kidding me," but maybe something else in there. It's like the wheel laid on the ground, and the guy next to me says, "You're kidding me, right?" I was like, "Nope, that's just what happens." So why at Anoka, I don't know, but that's
Well, so I must say, I'm talking to the only guy who seems to have more luck when he's missing a tire before an event. So something special about that.
well, they only need to get you the track and off. I mean, you don't need them on the track, so they.
Very true, very true. Well, again, thank you very much, Kevin Lindstrom. Another phenomenal job this year by the Showdown in Curdtown. But tonight it's the Smoking Thunder by the Kinni. You got your work cut out for you, but we're looking forward to it. And I think it's time to get things started. Thank you again, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you for guys for doing this, and I hope everybody can get out here because this is going to be a really good show tonight. So it should be really good.
All right, thanks a lot.